Okay, this is take 3 of this video. It doesn't. If I have any more disasters, I'll give up today. But welcome to the water fast, day 14. I just had a parcel delivered, and before that, I dropped something on the floor which made an almighty crash. So I abandoned both those. But we'll try this one. As I say, if it doesn't work out, then maybe I'll just post them as they are. It doesn't really matter. It's probably just as interesting anyway. So yeah, 14 days into it now. It's the longest period in my life since I was born, as far as I know, that I've been without food. And what an experience! What an eye-opener! Certainly makes you think about when you say you're hungry, whether you really are or not. You know, you always hear people like talking like, "Oh, I'm so hungry. I haven't had a meal for so long." And I read up a lot about this in Furman's book, Joel Furman, and he talks about it a lot. And he says that because of the crap diets we eat, you know, and that there's so much toxicity in them, and you know, just the type of food, you know, this totally unsuitable type of food we're eating, such as, you know, just eating things like, I don't know, chicken, meat, well, it's all meat, sorry, meat, protein, which includes fish as well, and dairy and all that. But it's so toxic that it actually has you know, it's like when you smoke, you know, you start to feel bad when you don't have a cigarette, and the only reason is because of you are detoxifying, and as the toxins leave the body, it makes you feel crap, basically. And it's the same with food. When we eat all the shit that we eat all the time, you know, sort of just all this rubbishy food, you know, highly spiced, everything done for taste and nothing done for nutritional purposes, just leaves you with empty cravings all the time. When you stop eating that for a minute, you feel bad and you want more, and that's why, you know, you have to have more of this crazy food straight away. Really interesting scenario, that is. Never thought about it, but he's got it documented there, and I really recommend that book, which I talked about before, and I can't think of it. It's just the fasting book by Dr. Joel Furman. He's a medical doctor, and he's very alternate thinking, and I think he's brilliant. You know, he thinks outside of the box, and that's what 99% of people who seem just to, you know, accept everything as it is in life don't do. They just accept everything as it is. They accept what they accept the way the world is, and that's just all it is. You know, people never ask the question why. You know what? Why? Well, they do, but why are there so many people in hospital? Why are there so many degenerative diseases floating around? Why? You know, why is the whole? You know, why is it sort of like, as you get older, you're just going to get iller and iller and iller? And I thought that all my life, you know, and because I suffered from addictions, because I overdrank and oversmoked and did all those sort of things which I knew were terrible for me, absolutely terrible, and I achieved nothing from it at all, absolutely nothing. It was just making, you know, it was making everything worse and worse. You can't solve anything by sticking something foreign into your body. It does not work. You know, drugs don't work. None of these things work. You know, the only way you can do it is to face up to your fears. You know, and you know, and I question everything these days. Every single thing out there. You know, the wonderful human vision. Yeah, I think humans are fantastic. I think we're fantastic in lots of respects, but we're also fantastically we destruct everything that we touch. You know, the world is so overpopulated, and it's becoming more and more that way all the time. You know, and I feel it should be sort of made aware of to people. You know, it should be part of schooling and stuff to teach the world population. You know, everybody goes, oh God, food prices are going up, and this is going up, and that's going up. Well, basically, there are too many people in the world now to be able to sustain the way that we are farming, and there's too many people that the world's getting overpopulated. And you know, in another 100 years or something, goodness no, I'm just glad I won't be here to see it, but it's going to be a total disaster if we carry on the way we're going. And there will be starvation, there will be wars, there will be everything. And that's gloom and doom, but you know, and unless everybody looks outside and looks at what's really happening and stops this sort of materialism that everybody seems to love so much, that's just the way it's going to be. So, you know, and when you're fasting, that's got nothing to do with it. You've got a lot of time to think about all this stuff, even more so, you know, because you're not doing this. And I haven't reached true hunger yet, by the way, because I started this little rant about on hunger, you know, and I'm not recommending that people don't eat for this period of time, because I think eating's a very important part. You need, you know, I cannot function properly now. I don't have energy to do much, although I'm still doing stuff all the time, but like physical things get harder, you know, you're much slower. I couldn't sort of go for a sprint now, or go, you know, or attempt a ride on my bike up a hill. I'm sure I could ride the bike fine if it was just sort of like relatively level, flat, wouldn't be a problem. But as soon as it came to doing some work, it would get really, really tiring. And you know, so we do need to have nutrition in our body, but we need the right sort of nutrition. You know, that is so important. We don't need all this high fat, high spice, you know, high excitement food all the time, if that's what you call all the sort of junk food, the pizzas and the, you know, all this stuff that you buy, and all the home cooking that people do, where, you know, the first thing that comes out is a bottle of oil. Pour the oil in the pan, you know, fry up this, fry up that. It's just not, it's not doing any of us any good, you know. Nutrition is what we want, and nutrition you get from the plants. I know it sounds boring, but the truth is there. And you know, in my how long have I been doing? Well, I've been doing this particular stage of sort of like doing the 80-10-10 diet, which stands for, you know, 80% carbohydrate, 10% fat, 10% protein. Although I had a lot less fat than that, and maybe towards the end a bit more protein, but I tried to keep the protein down as well, probably to start with less protein. But you know, that is a fantastic way of living. And I keep losing my sort of thought process, you know. Just going back to the fast for a minute, because I'm sure if anybody is watching this, the reason they're watching it is to know what it's like. It's been, you know, it's up and down. Today's been a better day as well. Yesterday was an extremely good day, and we went out and we had a nice day. Today started the day with a funeral, that was this morning, and that's always sad, you know. It was a very elderly gentleman who I didn't actually know. I went along for support for somebody else, and yeah, I think the guy was 99. He was born, yeah, he was 99, born in 1903, and what an incredible life that is, to be born in 1903 and to have seen all those changes, you know. Anyway, God rest, you know, hope he rests in peace now. But sort of things that you can expect are like pains, and you know, you do get the back pains, and you do get the, you know, my heart is still going with a good old heart rate at the moment. When I measured it this morning, I had a 69 resting heartbeat, which is, for me, because I have a very low heart rate normally, is ridiculous. You know, normally my heart rate could be anything between 40 and 50. And it's 69. It's so disruptive. It's like totally going on all the time, and I'm not sure why that happens. I think it's something to do with running on ketones. I hope that's what it is. And that there's nothing else untoward, because you have to be a bit careful with hearts and things like that when you're doing a fast. And because I'm doing it unsupervised, and that's my only option in this country, there's no other way I can do it, as far as I know. I asked Dr. Doug Graham, who's the author of 80-10-10, he said there is nobody in the UK that does supervised water fasts. So it doesn't really leave you with much, you know. All you can do is learn what you can online and by watching those type of you know, the YouTube vids and reading lots. There's loads of good articles on it there, and you know, I'm sure a lot of people would be far more sensible than me. I've never been particularly sensible. I'm not particularly good at resting, although it has, you know, the body makes you rest. Yeah. So yeah, you know what to expect. Just expect sort of, you know, there's a lot of it's like you go through a bereavement in a way, you know, because I love my food so much, you know, and I got into my into the 80-10, and I used to really enjoy my smoothies and all that, and I used to do these gorgeous sort of big, you know, banana, orange juice, and I used to make 2-litre smoothies and make them out of bananas and sort of like, I don't know, say raspberries and oranges or something, you know, and it would be a big 2-litre smoothie, thick, and you could eat it with a spoon straight out the jug, or you could drink it if you wanted to, and they were brilliant. Trouble is, as a compulsive eater and as somebody with an eating disorder, of course, that I thought it was fine just to use this food the same as I used any other food in the past, and if your head isn't in the right place, it doesn't quite work out, although it's probably better doing that than it is to stuff the other type of food in, you know, like the pizzas and I don't know. I always say the chicken and all that, but I mean all the meat, all the rubbish, all the dairy, all the cheese, all that sort of stuff, because it's so easy to do, you know. Did it for years. I could talk for hours about my disgusting behaviour I used to do. But hey, it's a bit of a sort of just a waffle today, but I'm just happy to be at the halfway mark, really. And tomorrow, you know, it's going to be on the other side of the hill, and that's exciting, because it will be starting to work on those days, you know, and I'm determined to stick in the healing process, and this part of the healing is going to be really different, you know. I haven't noticed any of those great sort of changes that people talk about, except for my foot. I've had terrible pain in my foot for probably a few years now, and that seems to have sort of stopped for a while, and it sort of has been going away, and it never used to bother me too much on the cycling. The walking, it could be really bad when we did the coastal walks and stuff, but the only thing that worries me is that I have actually, my cycling's virtually stopped, and I don't do much walking at the moment. So has it just healed a little bit because of that, or is it doing one of these magic water-fast healings? I hope it's doing a magic water-fast healing, and that will be it, you know. But anyway, we'll talk. Sorry it's so waffly and ranty. Oh, is it ranty? I don't know. Whatever it is. But thanks for watching. I really appreciate your feedback, and I'll call it a day now, so see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.